speaking of experience, looking at the Milwaukee Bucks, did you see that Doc Rivers is going to the Hall of Fame? he he's a
Sure.
he's a Hall of Fame nomination.
We just giving it to anybody now, bro.
I'm waiting for the day they give it to Robert Horry, but the day they do that, I'll laugh because that's hilarious. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
Whatever, dude. Congrats, Doc. Good for you, bro.
good job. Good job on not choking me. Now, of course, he won the title in '08, but good job on not choking the lead like you did before. So congrats. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another KNC Sports Podcast. That's Caden. I'm Cooper. And it's the podcast where one of us is still reeling 3 days later from a tragic, sufferable loss on March Madness Sunday. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Duke and UConn, yeah, rough patch. So that's what we're going to have to start the show off with today is the Sweet 16 Elite Eight and then heading into the Final Four. So, I don't know what to say.
Choke
Choke job.
again.
It's literally. Before we
When do we start having a conversation about John Shire too?
see, dude, that's
saying.
the other thing. That's the other thing. As y'all know, it was a terrible loss. We were up 15 points going into halftime. Number one seeds were 149, 150 going into halftime with the lead, and then we broke that record with the one loss. So when you look at their record books, you're like, oh, who did that? Dude, Blue Devils did that. So,
Yep.
but before we get into the whole choke class we had, we're also going to be getting into some news in the NBA, the draft lottery. That's something that's confusing the crap out of us. That doesn't make any sense. We'll also be getting into MVP case, potentially who has that, because that's a big topic. There's like 3 or 4 guys for the final. And then some Masters stuff, because that's also next week. And then there's little things. But, yeah, to start off with, what was it? Elite Eight. First of all, what did you think of this weekend? How did you like it? Our picks were almost there.
I enjoyed it. I mean, I thought it was pretty about how I expected things to play out outside of Illinois. Illinois absolutely dominated, and I was kind of expecting it to be
Yeah.
a little bit closer. But other than that, I think it was pretty simple.
Yeah. We're who did Iowa beat on Thursday or Friday that we said was good? Or that you picked? What was it?
They played Illinois.
That's right. No, but the upset pick that you had that they played.
Oh, they beat Florida, not Florida. I don't even remember
Tennessee.
at this
No,
point
was it
anymore.
Tennessee? No. We'll figure it out. But yeah, I thought it was a good weekend. It was a great week. Aside from
Nebraska.
Nebraska, that's who it was. Yes, that's right. And I'll eat a crow because I
Arkansas got
yeah, Arkansas.
booty.
Once I saw that second half dwindle away, I was like, yeah, this is too Arizona's too dominant. Like this is not. And I thought Purdue maybe had a chance, and then the second half came, and I was like, oh, never mind. But
Yeah.
yeah. So takeaway from this weekend, we choked. It was a big choke job. I'm not gonna put. I'll give you my thoughts for I get hand it off to you. I'm not gonna give the full blame on Caden Boozer. That's it's a freshman mistake, yes, but it's like we had so many chances to put that game away, and we just let that Dan Hurley squad just continue to batter us and get us with terrible miscues. We were turning the ball over. We had miscues on offense. By the way, UConn had a terrible 3-point barrage, and then in the biggest moments, they hit their
Yeah.
threes.
They were what, 0 of 18 from 3 in the first half or
Yeah,
something
by
like that?
halftime, it was like 1 for 18. I was like, okay. And then when they finally hit the threes that need to go in, they go in. But I'm not. How do I feel about after the season? I feel great because we went back to back 35 plus. I told you the other day, I was like, I would still take our Final Four loss from last year over this one because it was the Final Four. Like we were
Yeah,
2 minutes
I
away.
agree with that.
We were 2 minutes away from a national championship game, and then we choked it in 10 minutes or a 10-point lead with like 2.5 minutes that we should have ran away with. But it happens in sports. You win some, you lose some, and that's all I got.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to 100% blame it on Caden Boozer either, but at the same time, it's like you can't be dumb with the ball like that. And I know you got to try and get it across the court. You don't want a 10-second violation or 8-second violation, whatever. But they did not do it efficiently. Like, if I don't know, it made me a little bit mad. The guy who inbounded the ball could have held it for a little bit longer instead of passing straight to Caden Boozer, who was in the double team, and then he had tried to force it out of a double team, and then there was two guys right there. But then how do you not even put a hand up, like on the guy taking the 3-point shot to win the game?
Yeah.
How do you not even try? The funniest thing about that is that guy's Instagram handle is get a hand up. And he didn't put a hand up. He just watched and
Um,
banked the freaking
it
three for
was.
the
I remember
win.
who it was too because I went back and watched it. It was Isaiah Evans. He had a
Yeah, it
good
was
shot
Isaiah
to
Evans.
just do that. That would have been.
At least try to contest it. Don't just watch. But it is what it is.
And
You
yeah,
know,
if you want to know what my reaction was, solidly, I just sat there for a good 5 minutes and just dawned on and thinking, "Wow, we're really not going to a Final Four. We just blew that." So
dude,
it,
I was so sad too. I didn't get to watch it. I was at work, and I was at work, and I was like, "Oh, Duke's got it, man. They're up 20 something points. Um, like they're chilling." And then my coworker was like, "Dude, UConn won." And I was like, "What? How?" And then he pulled up the game-winning clip, and I was like, "There's no shot
oh, there was a
that just
shot.
happened,
Oh,
dude.
there
This is
was a shot.
March. This
There
is
was a shot.
March."
Yeah, it is March, and that's the cool thing about it. It's only better when it doesn't not happen to your team. When it happens to your team, it's miserable. Um, but
Oh, I bet. I
yeah.
can't imagine how you felt when you saw that.
Oh,
Oh
my heart
man.
dropped and sank. Like as soon as I saw us turn the ball over, I was like, "Oh, okay, they're just gonna put up a shot." As soon as that ball went in, I stood there for a good 5 minutes, and when the buzzer went off, I was like, "Okay." I was like, "We'll move on."
Yeah.
But yeah, you mentioned about the John Shire the John Shire conversation. Look, the things that he's done for this program though since Coach K's left has been incredible. Like, yes, we've had two. Yes, we just lost to both leads back to back years. But defying that, we had two back to back 35 plus winning seasons. He's kept this program great in consistency. He's kept the legacy still going, but it's like there's that other side of me that's just like, okay, but how much more can we have with all these commits that we have every year, with all these spectacular freshmen and second, third year guys just possibly
Mm,
let go to waste? And don't get me wrong, I'm not vouching for a John Schreier let go. I think he's still got another 2 3 years on his contract, but it's like you said, sometimes you have to start having those conversations. But right now, I think he's okay. I think he's fine.
yeah, I think he's okay. I don't think you let him go, especially like you mentioned, multiple 35 plus win seasons. I mean, he's a good coach, but you do have to start asking the question, is it time to consider moving on? Because you've had like, all this talent, and you can't win, you can't get over that hump. Is it a lack of the team not playing well together? Obviously, somewhat, but is it also the lack of coaching too? I mean, coaching wins games. Like, you can have all the best players in the world, but if they're not being coached properly, I mean, they can still lose.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, absolutely. Coaching definitely is the
and I
factor.
think it plays both. I think it's a little bit of both. Some of the players aren't able to get over that hump, and then maybe the coaching's also not 100% there either.
Yeah, well, speaking of getting over the hump, Hubert Davis got fired last week. North Carolina went back to back years in which they got the first one next, and they had a 19-point lead against was it VCU, and he got dumped.
Mm.
So I mean,
Yep.
and he made a national championship, but I mean that just shows to go like how much program schools are willing to be like, okay, well, if you're not bringing us anything, we're gonna let you go. But like we said, he's fine, he's okay. But it's just it's hard to come back, especially. And I'm sure you saw his face, his reaction after Caden threw it away, and then the ball going, and he's just like, I was like, yeah, dude, that's how we're all looking at it right
Yeah,
now.
and obviously that's not a coaching issue right there. That's
No,
just your player turning the ball over. But
yeah, it reminded me. I got flashbacks. It reminded me of that game a few years ago, the March Madness. It was Virginia versus Furman. And that pretty much the same thing happened. The guy got double teamed in the backcourt, and he just thought they were going to get fouled, threw it up. Furman won. Kevin
yep.
Harlan, great call on that. I love watching that.
But what I will say is a coaching problem is not making adjustments in the second half and then letting them come back
Oh yeah,
and blowing the 20-point lead.
and that's what got us is because it was a team effort. Second half, we held them up a little bit, but then those closing moments, it was like, okay, they're kind of going on the inside. We're not doing nothing, no adjustments, and I'm not gonna lie. I was thinking this. I kind of would have rather lost to St. John's and take this hard of a loss. Of course, I'm going to say that though. But either way, the St. John's
Hmm.
game was fine too. That was a hardcore one. But this one's going to sting for a while. But it was just a complete choke job. It was a big
On to
collapse.
next year.
On to next year, yeah. We'll see who comes in our class next year. But do you have anything else you want to add on March Madness? Oh, wait, we have to talk about the Final Four, of course.
Yeah, I was gonna say Final Four predictions and then championship prediction. Um, you can start. What do you got? Illinois, UConn, then Michigan, and Arizona.
So Illinois, UConn. I'm gonna take UConn. And that's not just me going off of the loss from Sunday. That's just me going off of we've seen this team in championship caliber before. They just did back to back. They've been in the Final Four three of their last 4 years, and so with how much Dan Hurley poises this team, no matter who's on his roster, we've seen it already. They're championship caliber. They have good tape. Of course, Sunday was a slow start because of or not slow start, but it was a struggle with their shooting. Officially, we know that. But on the inside, they have. They're a good team. Do I think they could possibly win the third one? Well, it depends on who they play. If they win, who they play in Michigan or Arizona. So I think I'll take UConn, but and for Arizona, Michigan, that's the headbutton one I can't get yet.
Yeah, that one.
That one's gonna be
That one's
close.
gonna be close. That one's gonna be close. But no, I agree. I do think UConn will pull it off. Illinois is really hot. I really enjoyed watching them play, and they look great.
Hmm.
But it's really hard to bet against UConn at this point. You know, they've been here. They know how to compete on this stage. Dan Hurley been here multiple times. Like you said, they've been there 3 of the last 4 years. Like it's hard to bet against UConn. They just have the experience. They
Hmm.
know what they're doing, and they're a dang good team. They're well coached.
Yeah.
Like they play well together. They got great chemistry. I do think UConn will win. And then I'm gonna take Arizona. I think um, I I would have rathered it be Arizona and Michigan for the championship.
Oh,
To
that
be
would
honest
that
with
would
you,
so much
that would have
use.
been better because I think they are the two best teams left
Hmm.
for sure. But I think I'm gonna take Arizona. I think Arizona's better defensively, and they're a better rebounding team, and I think it's gonna come down to second chance points and capitalizing off turnovers. And Arizona's also pretty good at capitalizing off of turnovers.
Hmm.
So if you can, with how good Arizona's defense is, if you can force turnovers like they did the other day against Purdue, that's where they went on the big run. They capitalized off those Purdue turnovers, and like that lead went from like one to
To
double digits. So I think if you can do that, it's hard to do that against Michigan with how well coached they are and how great they are.
hmm.
And I love the Axel Lindenberg and all them guys have been, and Ademara, they've been balling. But I'm gonna, and maybe a little bit of Big 12 bias too. I want to see the Big 12 team win, but
That's
I
true.
do think Arizona is a little bit better, and I think Arizona can beat them. I think they have slight edges. And I think the defense is going to help them win those games.
Okay. Well, after taking from your stance, I think, and after watching what Arizona did, I think I could take Arizona now. Just going off of how they did it. And I really thought Purdue in that second half, I was like, okay, well, they're cutting it close. I was like, this could go down the wire. And then Arizona started getting turnovers.
Yep, yeah, Arizona is a better second half team.
Hmm.
So if you're close or you're up against Michigan in the first half, then I think they'll definitely pull it out in the second half.
Yeah. And like Michigan guys, like you mentioned, those guys good. I've already seen how they play, especially with the Duke and Michigan game. So if we definitely had that as a, it would have been hard because if we would have beat UConn, kept the lead, and then won this Final Four game, I would have rather played Michigan than over Arizona because one, we've already played Michigan, so I kind of know their weakness already, or not weakness, but I know their style. But Arizona would have just been two. They could have overwhelmed us possibly.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, and then so
And then for championship,
championship.
I guess UConn versus Arizona. Like I said, it's hard to bet against UConn, but I do still think that Arizona is better than UConn. I'm gonna take Arizona.
I'm gonna go off of what I said with UConn. I'm gonna stick with them. I'll go UConn Huskies. Dan Hurley third championship in 4 years. I just
Alrighty.
like their. I just like how after that game on Sunday and just how they've been in this before. They know what to expect. So it's like all right. But don't get me wrong.
I
I
agree.
love the crap.
That helps.
Yeah, and I love the crap out of Koa P. Don't get me wrong. Like
Yeah,
spectacular this
me
year.
too.
He's a great young guy. He'll be great when he comes to the league.
Yep.
Um. So yeah, and then by the time I'm sure when we drop the next episode, the national championship will have already been over.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all for March Madness. We got three more games technically, and then we'll switch over to the NBA and Masters and all that. So before we get into the lottery, NBA business and all that, there's a couple things that did come up. We want to kind of briefly go over the Tiger Woods incident, of course, and then the Jaden Ivey situation.
Yeah. We're not going to voice any opinions on what Jaden Ivey said, but obviously, as y'all probably know, he was waived by the Chicago Bulls for his comments against the league and the anti-LGBTQ stuff. Um, we don't care. We don't care. We're not going to voice an opinion on that. That's not what we do. But it is something that we did want to touch on because it's hard to ignore when something that big happens. But again, we no opinions on that off of us, but it did happen. So
Yeah. Um, and then the Tiger Woods thing that happened, he said he announced yesterday he's going to be stepping away from off of golf and just get everything right with his health and everything. And then the Masters also came out and said that he will not be attending next week's tournament. But they said his presence will be going on around there. So just, I like that.
yeah,
That's all I'll say.
I think he needed to do that. I think that's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
This has happened twice now. He obviously needs some sort of help. It's some sort of problem. So go seek that help.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are still gonna love you. They still love to see you, like to be in attendance. Obviously, it hurts. Like if you're a big fan of him, not seeing him play.
Hmm.
But if you like the guy, you know this is probably the right decision for him. You gotta respect that. He's trying to better himself, and so I think it was the right decision for him to step down. And uh, I think that'll be good. He'll come back better than ever, hopefully.
Yeah. I think, touch on what you said. I think it'll be good. Just get his mindset right and just get on a good track. But he's a good man. He's a great golfer, five-time Masters champion. So it's not like we don't already know how much of a successful man he is in the golf world. But definitely glad he's taking this time away just to be with his family and everything and just get the right mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure. All right, so now we go to the NBA. We briefly talked about the lottery and stuff in previous episodes, but now this might be a thing that's coming into an effect. So, Shams Charania tweeted out, was it last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Yeah, Shams Charania tweeted last week multiple sources with knowledge of Thursday's GM meeting as well as a late January competition committee meeting told ESPN that the following concepts had been discussed to curb tanking.
Yeah.
First round picks being protected only top four or top 14 plus. Lottery odds freeze at the trade deadline. Or oh wait.
I saw, yeah, there were three proposals.
Yeah, that might have
So
been the one.
three concepts talked about in the meetings. First one, 18 teams in the draft lottery. Seeds 7 through 15 in each conference had flattened odds. The bottom 10 teams have an 8% chance. The remaining 20% odds distributed in decreasing order from 11 through 18, and a lottery drawing for all 18 picks. That's awful. I hate that. I hate the idea of 18 teams in the first place, let alone that system, because 18 teams having a chance for the first overall pick, 16 teams make playoffs.
Hmm.
So that means there's a team in the playoffs that makes the playoffs. So they're obviously kind of right there in the hump. Maybe they get upset or something. They're a good team. They're in the playoffs. That has a chance to freaking get a lottery pick. I hate that. That's stupid. I don't agree with that at all. I think 18 teams being in the lottery is dumb. Personally, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't like the 18 teams either, especially when it says flattened odds right there at the end. And like you said, it's like I told you in the pre-meeting. It's kind of like you're asking the good teams to be bad almost, but like not really.
I don't think this solves tanking, to be
No,
honest with you.
and it's something they're trying to fix something that they kind of rigged. So I mean, it's not like
Yeah, exactly.
so it's not like
Yeah, I feel like this also makes it easier to rig it for those better teams too.
mm-hmm. So you're just asking basically. You're like, oh, NBA champion just won by the way. Oh, you just got like the fifth pick in the draft by the way. I just want you to know that.
Yeah.
Like what?
It, it's yeah, because if you're a team that, let's say you win the championship, but you own a pick of somebody else that's in that top 18 lottery, and then you end up with a top five pick, it's freaking
No offense with
no,
that rookie.
stupid.
If you're the Thunder, you might as well not start him. I mean, just saying.
Yeah, but it's not as bad as the second proposal. 22 teams in the lottery using a 2-year record. Seeds 7 through 15, plus the 4 playoff first round exits in both conferences. Lottery teams would reach a minimum win total floor in each season, such as 25 wins. If a team falls short of the floor, it gets slotted to meet the floor. Top 4 drawn as part of the lottery, as is currently. So this one's going off a 2-year record, which is dumb. I don't like that either. And there's 22 teams in the lottery. That's stupid. So that means the top 18 in the playoffs are the only teams that aren't getting a lottery pick.
Um, yeah, the part where it says the fourth playoff first round exits in both conferences, like you can just basically say I'm done. Like you can be like, oh, well, we
Exactly.
made the play in, and so we won it, but we're just gonna tank now and just let you win 4-0. It's like, dude, why are you here? Like,
Exactly. It's like you can win a playoff game or two and be like, we know we're not good enough to go compete, but we still wanted to win a playoff game. So we're going to win a game. Now we're going to sit out. We want to get our lottery pick. No, that's stupid.
no, like we
Dumb.
and like that's it just makes the whole playoffs meaningless. And then what is this? The 18 teams in a 5x5 lottery. Uh, bottom five teams of
Yeah,
equal
the
odds.
third proposal is the best option, but still don't. I'm still not a fan of. It's the 18 teams, 5x5 lottery, like you said. Bottom 5 teams have equal odds for the top pick. Lottery form picks 1 through 5. Bottom 5 teams have a floor of 10. Those that fall out of the top 5 get sorted in a separate drawing. I still it's still the 18 teams in the lottery, which I still don't like. It still rewards the not as good teams, but they all have the same odds.
Yeah.
So
So
it doesn't matter really.
either way,
Like,
you're gonna get a good draft pick if you're a playoff team. Possibly.
yeah, it's dumb.
Why don't?
All three proposals are stupid, and I know you want to try and solve the tanking whatever, but I mean, don't yeah, at this point, don't do a lottery. There's no world where tanking is fixed by not like the lottery is just stupid because it's obviously rigged. I mean, how has San Antonio ended up with top three draft picks so many times in the past 5 years,
And
anyways?
how did we get
Like,
the number one draft pick somehow off of a 1.8
after you
odds
traded
after you
Luca, your
traded
star
away?
player,
Yeah,
it's too much of a coincidence. Like, if you're like, do what the NFL does and just go the worst team gets
yeah.
the bottom
Like
pick and then whatever.
we already know who the worst teams are
Like,
going to be every year, so it's like,
the lottery is dumb. It's stupid.
or we could just
Because look at the what the Pistons. They were the worst team in the league multiple years in a row, and they didn't get the first round pick. They got like pick five one
yeah.
year, and they were the worst team in the league by a large
Yeah,
margin.
you're telling me the like teams like the Pistons and the Wizards having gotten the first round draft pick after being like one of the worst settle on teams. Like the Pistons made a record for having the worst record in franchise history, and then it's like, oh,
Yep, it's ridiculous.
or
The lottery is rigged.
we could
It's stupid.
we could just go back to how they did it back then, where they actually threw the lottery in there and showed it on TV, spinning it, and then popped out a
Yeah,
number.
or do that. I would rather that too.
Because so we know it's not
Because you
rigged.
can't tell me those envelopes aren't rigged.
Yeah, no,
They know exactly.
they know
They know
exactly what they're doing.
exactly who they're grabbing. They know exactly what team they're grabbing when they do
They
that.
know a schedule and everything. They have it set out. So I do like and come speaking of tanking, isn't it also that's kind of well no that's to make players play more. I was gonna say maybe the 65 rule, but that's just to make players play more, not have them sit out for so long.
Mm,
But either way, with the tanking thing, it's like your bad teams are still going to be tanking because they're going to have the worst best odds to get it.
yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I don't. There's not much to speak on. I don't. I'm not a fan of it.
It just
They're trying to do too
it
much.
just sucks. There's so many teams that just aren't that good that just are trying to get bad picks, and it's hard. There's not really a solution to solving tanking, to be honest,
No,
unless you find teams. But even then, we're not doing a very good job of finding teams either.
no. Like the Pacers, like they have a reason. They freaking were in the finals and they lost their top player, Tyrese Halliburton. So it's like, hey, they have a reason to be bad. I mean,
Yeah, but they're still trying to tank for a good pick
yeah.
too. And then I think they'll be good enough next year to possibly complete again, at least make the playoffs,
Hmm.
especially if you get a lottery pick.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was a when you were talking about the lottery stuff, when you opened up with it, I kind of got a notification that came across my screen. It was Tom Izzo news that possibly there might be interest in him going
Oh,
to the Phoenix Suns.
whoa. What?
Yeah, like when literally when you were talking about the lottery stuff, it ran across my. I don't know if you could tell I made like a face. Yeah, it says Tom Izzo talks seriously about the
I
Suns. Yeah,
why? Jordan Ott's been great, dude. They're having a great
yeah.
season.
I don't get that. It's been
I
they're
mean,
going to be
I
playing
know
bound. I
that,
mean,
like, Tom, they're at least playing bound. They could make the playoffs still, technically. And you're getting guys healthy now. Dylan Brooks just came back the other night. Like, that, I mean, Jordan
well,
Ott's been great. They've exceeded expectations by a landslide. Obviously, I know Tom Izzo, you hear that name and you're like, ooh, that's special. But if Jordan Ott's doing a good job, why get rid of him? Because you can't guarantee that Tom Izzo's going to do a good job with that team.
hmm especially going from the college and the NBA level. I mean, it's totally different style.
It's a big
A big
difference.
difference. There's the guy that wrote an article just today actually when he dropped this news. He says in this headline, it says Tom Izzo says he seriously considered Suns head coaching job last summer.
So is that him just wanting it, or is that it being offered to him, or have been talked about by the Suns organization?
Uh, in the first like paragraph, it says Michigan State basketball head coach Sean Izzo said he talked seriously, but it's in quotations with Suns majority owner Matt Eastwood and
Oh,
Phoenix Suns. So either, like you said, it was offered, or is that him like saying maybe? But I mean,
it's
he
just
did.
negotiations,
Yes,
just them
yeah.
talking.
But I mean, he had a great year this year with Jeremiah Fears and him. I don't think it was a bad year, but yeah, like you said, I don't know why the Suns head coach would need to be, why Jordan Ott would need to be off because they're going to be in the play-in. So if they're not, if they do get in the play-in, they'll
Yeah.
make the playoffs, of course. So
Well, especially if you win a playoff series. If you can win a playoff series, why would you want to get rid of
yeah,
or not? Doesn't make
exactly.
sense to me.
It's like why would you fire your head coach after he won you two back-to-back Super Bowls? I don't know. We still don't. We actually know the answer to that, but you know, people like to make their stuff.
Yeah.
But but I know Brady already knows what I'm talking about when he watches this. But anyway, sorry we got sidetracked. I just wanted to bring that up because that kind of looked like
Yeah,
some
no,
something
you're
to bring
good.
up. But so now that we continue with the NBA, so the MVP race is kind of getting at that notch. We're heading into the last week and a half. It's really this weekend and then final week, and then we go into play-in and then playoffs start. So the MVP race is pretty tight. It's Luca. Well, right now apparently odds are at Shea, Wemby, Luca,
Wimby. Wimby
Wemby.
leads it.
So
Wimby,
well,
Jokic, Shea, Luca,
Luca,
Kincaid.
yeah, yeah, like Dalton Kincaid, like
Hey,
wait,
I could give a reason for every single one of those players to win it, to be completely honest with you. But I don't hate that Wimby is leading it. Like he did make a good point. Defense is 50% of the game. It is. And the impact that that man makes, I saw people say he's only averaging 24 points per game. Okay, who cares? 24 points per game while being one of the most impactful defensive players of all time. He's a
you
monster. I don't care. I don't care that he's 7'5". You can be 7'5" and it's like be terrible still. I mean, we've seen tall players not be able to move like Wimby does.
no,
Obviously, being 7'5" and having that wingspan helps, but
hmm
that's not like being tall does not equal talent. That man is talented. He, I don't hate that he's a front runner for MVP. I would not be mad if Wimby won it at all.
yeah. All four of those guys have great strong cases. As far as who like comes down to it, the media and everybody's gonna say, "Oh, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander because he's had great, extraordinary 20 plus victories, 30 plus games, great season." Okay, I
I
didn't
mean,
know.
I still think,
Yeah, I don't. Now, of course, the season he's having has been incredible. I'm not taking away from that, but when you're also like half your shots for free throws, but
yeah, I did see that the other night. He had 47 points and made 21 of them were free throws. And it's like when they, on your final graphic on ESPN, when they have to put 21 of 25 free throws or whatever, instead of like your rebounds or assist numbers,
yeah,
I don't know.
my brother
It's a
sent
little,
my brother sent me a post. It was the past two nights or two games that they've played. The Thunder have played the Pistons and the Knicks. Shea has made as much free throws as they've both attempt or made combined, and I'm just like, all right. The push off though, I did like the push off that he called on for.
that was a good call. How about Detroit still competing without Cade though? I know
Yeah,
that kind of probably takes away a little bit of his MVP,
yeah,
like you know,
because
but
I
I
don't.
still like that they're 7-2 and their losses are what to Boston and OKC,
Mm-hmm. And they're playing.
and they were close losses
They're
too.
close. Yeah,
It's like not it's not like they're getting dominated. They're still cutting it close. So when Cade comes back, dude, they're dangerous,
and
man.
they're
They're gonna
they're
be fun to watch.
yeah their unit without Kane right now is doing extremely good. And so it's like okay when
Hmm.
we do get to the playoffs when Kate is back, we can know okay this is how we can play when he's on the bench for a little bit before he comes back out. So this team's young. They're definitely going to finish first in the East. Uh,
I'm really hoping that he comes back before the end of the season too, because if he misses that threshold for the 65 game rule and he's not eligible for All NBA team, I'm gonna be
And
upset.
that's what everybody's been talking about the past week and a half too, is just like a collapsed lung, like that's something that's like very serious. Like it's not like
Yep.
a hurt foot and like, oh, okay, I can't play. That's like something and to like for them to be like, okay. And like I've been listening to like different people talk about it. It's just like it makes sense for them to like change it maybe or appeal it because
Yeah, and I can't imagine. I've never had a collapsed lung, and I don't know anybody who has have a collapsed lung, so I can't imagine how painful that is.
hmm
But I would say like if you can, try to let him play 20 minutes or something, like in just like stretches, not all at once throughout the game. Like maybe let him play 5 minutes a quarter so he can hit that 20 minutes so he can still get all NBA team if you have to. Because I mean he's having an excellent, excellent, amazing season, and I would hate to see that get taken away from him because of the stupid 65 game rule.
And like what it implies to that is too is like they're basically saying, "Hey, you're hurt. Okay, well now I have to be forced to push myself over my limit of getting better just so I can make a deadline just so I can get the rewards I want." Like in on a collapse zone like that, that's something I feel like you can't push. Like you could, but it's like that's hard.
Yeah.
You can't do
Well,
that.
a collapse lung, you can't breathe,
Yeah, exactly.
and the
Like it's
whole
punctured.
part of basketball running down and like back
Like
and
you'll be
forth. So I
gassed.
know with a collapse lung, that's not really possible to really
Yeah.
have him play 20 minutes anyways. But it sucks because I like Kate a lot. Obviously, he's had an amazing season, leading the number one seeded Pistons in the East,
hmm
and see him not make
Get
it because of
anything?
a dumb rule,
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna be so upset
you'll definitely
for
see
him,
some
man.
ranting from us on a next episode when the awards drop.
When
Uh,
yeah, if he doesn't meet it or not.
mhm. So back to the MVP case. How do we feel about how, how do we feel about Luka? Because I know he's been on that tear of 40 plus,
I
but
mean, I think you gotta throw him in the conversation too. That he has been the best player, or he's been a top two player in the NBA the past, was it 14 games now, where
mhm.
he's averaging almost 40 points a game. I mean, I hate the complaining to the refs. I hate the whining. I hate the lack of defense and stuff. But to not give him his flowers, to not say that he's a top two player in the NBA is stupid. You can't. I mean, I think he needs to be in the MVP conversation for sure. I would say Wemby, Luca, and then Shea. I would rather. I would put Luca above Shea, to be completely honest with you.
Hey, I'm not disagreeing with you on that. When the Lakers were going on that 9 game stretch when they were just dominating, they were Luca was the sole reason as to why they were just so good, and his scoring consistency of at least 30 plus a game has been very good. I'm liking his play style. Now, of course, the argument is, oh, he doesn't play defense. It's like, okay, well, we could throw that in there, but it's like it's nothing new that we hadn't seen before. Like, and he's been
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not like it's changed.
no,
It wasn't he wasn't playing defense in 2024 when he was in the MVP conversation. Like this is nothing new. We know Luka doesn't play defense, but you get incredible scoring numbers and offensive efficiency numbers from him. So I mean,
yeah,
that's why I still think Wimby. I would rather Wimby because of how insane he is on defense, but I think Luka's close.
I'm not gonna lie. After it's all like said and done, and like how much we've been like addressing it, I want to see Jokic because just it's just the dominance that he confers with it.
But he's been,
But he's
as of
yeah,
late, been very inefficient, and the
yes,
Nuggets haven't been very good.
no,
So
since the
it's
All Star
hard for
break.
me. Obviously, I still think he's probably the best player in the world. I really do. Because like bad play recently does not define him as a player as a whole. Obviously, I mean
Mhm.
he's won multiple MVPs for a reason. He's
Yeah,
incredible. But as of late, I don't think he's been good enough. I don't think the Nuggets have been good enough to really put him up
no,
there.
and they've
I mean,
been
and not put him
this
up there.
has been their
I mean, I don't think he's good. He's been good enough to be above Wemby, Shea, and Luca.
okay. That's a
Obviously, I
fair
still think
claim
he
because they
needs to be
have
in the
been
MVP
struggling.
conversation. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, of course.
I'm not saying he shouldn't be in the
He's
MVP
Nikola freaking
conversation.
Jokic.
I kind of worded that a little weird, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no, I know what you meant. Um, but Wimby too. I don't mind it because he's been now. Of course, he made the case last week in that interview about potentially being the one, and so of course they're gonna like the media's gonna take that and bump it up. That's not me trying to just say, oh, he's better, but he like you said. I mean, he's dominated. He's taken this team from 2 years ago. They were the worst, one of the worst teams, and now he turns around after having a blood clot injury last year, missing out. and having that summer workout
Yeah.
in the off season, just learning new things, this team really's come alive. Now, when it comes to the playoffs, how they'll do, we'll see. The only thing that fears me is the
I
experience part. That's it.
I agree with that, but I also think they're just so good, dude.
Yeah.
It's not like the Rockets last year. It's not like the Rockets and experience last year. They're just dominant. Like I
Hmm.
think they'll win a playoff series or two. I really don't see a world where they, as good as they're playing, they're 17-1 in their last 18 games. I don't see a world where they don't make the Western Conference Finals. I don't. I don't see them struggling with some of those lower seeded teams. I just
The only,
they're too they're too good in my opinion. And you do have people who have the experience with Harrison Barnes, De'Aaron Fox has been there before in the
mhm.
playoffs, and Mitch Johnson. I don't know when he got hired, but I'm pretty sure he's had experience on as like assistant coaching on playoff teams before.
Yeah,
So, I mean,
yeah.
you've got guys that know. Obviously, you have a lot of younger guys who've never been there before. Steph Castle and Dylan Harper and Keldon Johnson, but like Luke Cornett played for the Celtics, won a championship with the Celtics. He's been there. He knows what he's doing. Like you have guys around you in the rotation that have the playoff experience, and I think De'Aaron Fox need be can step up, can be that veteran guard that can help and be a leader in the playoffs. So I think they'll be okay.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, being young and experienced always is a worry,
Hmm.
but I think they can get past that.
Yeah, that's nothing against. I'm not saying just because they're experienced, I don't think they'll do good. Like whoever they got first round, whoever's that seventh seed, I think they'll win it. Whether it's, well, it's whoever comes out of the playing spot. So,
Yeah. How close are they to OKC in the standings, by the way?
I checked
Do they
the
have a chance to overtake them before the season's over?
I checked the standings this morning. I think they have like a two. They're behind 2.5 games in the standing. Yeah,
So they could still end up as the one seed.
yeah,
Yeah, they're 2.5 games behind.
and they have the record over OKC with their regular season. So yeah, it wouldn't matter.
And the Thunder play Utah, Denver, LA twice.
Probably tough.
It's possible. It's
What
possible.
is it in LA or is it in OKC or is it back and forth between the two?
It's both. They play them twice. One's in LA, one's in OKC. It looks like.
Okay.
And then the Spurs get the Nuggets twice, the Clippers, the Warriors, the Blazers, the Mavs. So it'll be
It'll be
close.
tight.
The Spurs got a chance for the one seed, man.
Looking at the top three seeds, it says Thunder, Spurs, and Lakers are all three are 9-1 in their last 10 games. My goodness.
Yeah, they've all been really good as of late.
Yeah, this is gonna be a fun playoff series, Western Conference wise. East too, of course,
It
but
sure is.
with the Western
Yeah,
Conference,
yeah.
it'd be good.
Because you gotta remember the Hornets are hot too, and like I
Yes,
think
absolutely.
if the Hornets are playing their best ball, I think they can genuinely have a shot to beat anybody in the East.
Oh, absolutely.
Like they've been that good. They had the highest point differential in the league, and they're barely over 500. So that means when they're beating teams, they're like dominating teams, and then when they're losing, they're not losing by a whole lot.
I'm sorry. I completely understood everything you just said, but I just noticed the Hawks are the fifth seed right now, and like 2 weeks ago they were playing,
Yeah,
so that's freaking impressive.
correct. They're the ninth seed like 2 weeks ago.
Now they're the
They've been
fifth.
really good as of late
Okay,
lately too. Dude, man, I'm having fun, dude. We've been getting some good basketball. We're gonna
dude,
get some
that's what
good
I'm
playoffs,
saying. Like,
hopefully,
this is why we
man.
needed that break, dude, because we're about to kick off for the month. The draft too is at the end of the month, but that's 3 weeks away. We're fine. Um,
Yeah.
but I
Dang,
do.
that's coming up fast, dude. It's
Yeah, dude, it's
April. It's
already
April.
April Fool's Day. Freaking April 1st. That's funny. Uh, I do like the Hornets, though. They were the best team in January before the All-Star break. And with Nipple having a great rookie season, LaMelo Ball finding his stride, not actually being something. Brandon Miller, um,
Musa Diabate's been
Musa
great
Dubate.
this season too. We don't speak about Miles Bridges, but he's there. He's on the team.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then
yeah.
I mean, they've been so fun to watch, dude. I love them. Like they genuinely have a chance. I think you could make an argument that they could beat anybody in the East. They go out and they compete, and then
Hmm.
like It's possible. Not saying they will. Obviously, they're super, super young. I don't think they have like anybody over the age of 25, really. I think Miles Bridges is what, 27, 28. So he's a
Yeah.
little bit older, but most of their talent is all younger guys. So that's where your inexperience really, really hurts you there because you have a bunch of guys who are just super young and have no
Hmm.
playoff experience whatsoever. And then Charles Lee also, I think he was an assistant coach for the Bucks. I don't really know. I don't really remember when. I think he was an assistant coach for the Bucks. I'm pretty sure. So
Hmm.
I don't know when, but he has playoff experience, so that might help a little
Yeah.
bit. But we'll see.
Oh, speaking of experience, looking at the Milwaukee Bucks, did you see that Doc Rivers is going to the Hall of Fame? He
I did.
he's a
Sure.
he's a Hall of Fame nomination. It's
We just giving it to anybody now, bro.
I'm waiting for the day they give it to Robert Horry, but the day they do that, I'll laugh because that's hilarious. But
Yeah.
but yeah, that's
Whatever, dude. Congrats, Doc. Good for you, bro.
good job. Good job on not choking me. Now, of course, he won the title in '08, but um, good job on not choking a lead like you've done before. So, congrats to Doc Rivers, I guess. But I guess that's gonna wrap this up here. Oh, quick disclaimer before we hang it up. I sincerely apologize for anyone that had to deal with a staggy and laggy episode last week, but I just it was making me upset because what happened was just keep it short. In the editing process, it was lagging, and then when I went to the actual preview, it wasn't. So I was like, okay, I'll just upload that and get it up. And then Kaden tells me that it's super bad. I was like, okay. So I do apologize for that. I will get it. We'll get it situated. But um,
Yeah, and then again, sorry for a late episode this week. We had
we had
a lot of scheduling
yeah,
conflicts,
we had
busy
a lot.
schedules.
It's all right though.
So,
But
but
it
yeah,
happens. But we're
so a
glad
little
that
bit later episode, but we're getting it
yeah,
out. So
we're making sure, especially with this being the biggest next couple of months. So. But yeah. But thank you guys again for always for tuning in and listening. You're listening to KFC Sports Podcast. That's Kaden. I'm Cooper signing off.